Manny, what's good? Jonas, what's good? Christ, Roddy, what's up, brother? Raj, what's up, brother? Good MST. I don't think like that, brother. Every day's a W as long as I do what I'm supposed to do. What's good, Lee? Appreciate you, brother. You as well, man. What's good, Mutaz? Yesterday you tried the PM model and it's so good. Yeah, I mean it has a pretty high win rate. Doesn't require too much. The PM model almost forms every day, so it's a good model for a firm that requires trading days. No trades today, question. Why are you saying no trades today? Yep, the video's on YouTube if you want to learn the model, the PM model. By the way, the same model works in the morning. It's just in the morning I'd rather look to capture a larger risk to reward. How did you remove the names of this? I'll show you my settings. Not the easiest day because normally in this situation we would be bullish, expecting this to stay in put. Normally, right? However, we have a huge SMT like this. Huge SMT. So normally we would be bullish in this scenario. But the fact that ES already ran that buy side and we're all the way down here, not easy. It makes today definitely difficult. Two scenarios though. NQ is going to speed up and we're going to see a very quick run towards that buy side. Or, which personally what I think is more likely to happen, is we just go lower on the daily chart. I mean, we were really bearish Tuesday. Previous day's low is still there. I think it's possible because of the SMT. But we have a simple plan, so it's gonna be pretty easy to trade today, I think. It's not easy to be more accurate with our bias, but it's our game plan is gonna be easy. So we'll cover it at 9. We'll cover bias at 9:25, guys. Yo, before I say anything, there's two announcements I have to tell you guys. Two. One's important and one's not important, but it's also important. My computer's processor I7 something, 4000 something, something like that. Listen, announcement number one. If, and I'm just saying if, you used my code to enter the giveaway. Sorry, let me restart, bro. I'm tripping. If you use my Alpha Futures code, DM me on Discord so I can enter you in the giveaway. If you don't DM me, I cannot enter you. So if you use my code, just message me on Discord. I will add you into the trade. Second announcement. Listen very closely. We are recruiting. Clash of Clans, the Clash of Clans community is commuting, not commuting, recruiting. So if you're good and no bums, if you're good and you want to join the team, let me know as well. Let me know as well, because we got some bums in here, and we gotta redo. So let me know. Um, that's it. Third announcement. We'll cover bias at 9:25. The name of the clan is called Gems Clash. I used your code 2 days ago. How can I prove it? Just message me on Discord. We'll get you sorted, bro. Bro speaks about Clash of Clans. Yeah. For real, you got to be a good attacker, bro. If you're not a good attacker, bro, you good, bro. You stay where you are. Morning, guy. I'm gonna cop some alpha accounts later this week. Um, like later this week, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You think I should trade with no sleep? If you feel good, you know better than me. To be honest, I didn't get 7 hours of sleep, guys. I only got like 6:45. Um, Town Hall 18. Bro, you're Town Hall 18. When you announcing, I mean, I was thinking, I was thinking Monday, the 28th, because sometimes people want to get accounts on the weekend that they have it for the next week. We'll cover bias at 9:25. There is a Clash Royale clan. There is a Clash Royale clan, but it might be full. That Clash Royale clan is nasty, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Those guys are crazy, bro. Is it one word? I got you, bro. It looks like this. Um, the Clash Royale clan is one. There's one spot open. Maybe Jonas. I'm like Jonas. I don't know if you're in stream, bro. But okay, there's some people I'll kick, bro. This guy hasn't been on in 14 days. You're good, bro. You don't gotta force it. You don't gotta force it. Jonas, I don't think you play that much. Love you, bro. But you haven't been on in 8 days. That's totally okay. I'll even leave you a little message. So there's 47 spots. Or sorry, 3 spots. Anyways, you want to join? Tell me the name. What do y'all do in this clan? Wars, bro. No one sleep used to do that. Who are the bums in Clash of Clans? We take losses. Yeah, bro. We take losses in all the wars, man. We need some recruits, man. We need some recruits. We gotta get some recruits. There's 10 a.m. news today, nothing significant, but TB those were some. Yeah, we got some hard ass lines, bro. What are you looking for, long or shorts? We'll cover it in 2 minutes. I gotta wait for as many people to join because once I minimize chat, I'm not gonna keep explaining why I'm biased. So we shall see. Boom, boom. Someone keeps spamming their attacks on the first 10 minutes of war. Yeah, we need some good. I'll make an announcement in the Discord later. Cover buys in 1 minute. Just don't want to have to repeat myself when people join late. I'm gonna have the chat minimized. We're focused today. Stay focused. Yesterday we got a trade pretty early on. I like taking trades early on. The session indicator is let me open up the accounts and then we'll I'm going to try to predict those moves calm, but I'll tell you what I think, although I would never do anything with that information. Oh shoot, I forgot to trade the zero eval. Okay, we gotta pass the zero eval today, man. It's been a really long time, man. We'll make sure our P&L, if we win today, we'll make that. Okay. It's 9:25. Let's cover buy. So, like I said earlier, if you were in the stream, usually when we trade into a daily bullish fair value gap, which is right here, and so when we trade into a bullish daily fair value and we close above, I'm bullish the next day, and I would look to target the buy side. However, the S&P 500 has already engaged that liquidity pool. Okay, that's a big factor because I'm starting to think that may just hold, and NQ may not go up there. Now, if NQ is going to go up there, it's going to be very obvious. So I have a very easy game plan for today. Very simple. I'm bearish going into opening. This is similar to yesterday. Bearish going into 9:30 opening. Why am I bearish? Well, we have bearish order flow. Yesterday was very bearish, and we could potentially continue towards the next previous day's low. We have a higher time frame draw here that's still available. We put in a swing high on the daily chart, broke down, so we could. There's good reason to believe we'll continue lower. Nasdaq's also just showing a lot of weakness, right? Or NQ's ES is showing strength, but it's pretty much the same thing. We have an SMT like this. This is the SMT right now that's in play. Either we're going to speed up, and in which case, if we do speed up, we'll just change our bias, right? If we start expanding aggressively, okay, we look for a protraction model long. That's exactly what happened yesterday, right? So pretty much similar game plan to yesterday, except the reverse, right? Did we take shorts yesterday? Yeah, reverse. So bearish going into open, we have a high probability draw in Asia low. We have a high probability draw in previous day's low. We have London lows open and midnight opening price open on ES. We're going to quickly look at the YM because I probably should have included that with the bias first. See what YM's doing. The YM's also not okay. YM is not even close to its buy side. YM looks more similar to ES. If you look at the dollar, to be honest, dollar looks kind of bearish, so that is kind of conflicting with our bias. The order flow is going to help us. So I mean, we could just do a reanalysis at like 9:45 and just see when we have more information. I still feel like I've seen this enough times to where I'm the probability of it going lower is higher because that's a lot of ground we have to cover. I think that's weakness. Even if I was bullish on ES right now, even if I was bullish, my model would not form longs this far in premium. So it doesn't really matter. I might as well sit here and wait for high probability shorts because the long is not even going to form high probability because we've already taken the buy side on ES. So I'm going to have that lingering over my mind the entire time. And there's just no way we're going to get a high probability long unless Nasdaq starts aggressively pumping and we get a nice protraction model. So the game plan is simple. The market's difficult, but the game plan is simple. Bearish going into open. If we get a high probability short, we execute. If the market starts showing really bullish order flow and it looks like Nasdaq will come all the way up to Monday's high, that's a 150 point run, Then we look for a protraction model. What's good, Yoshi? What's good? What's good, ABC? So that's the game plan. If anyone comes in late, I don't know. You guys can do whatever you want with them. We have London highs still open, so we'll annotate London highs. And that's it. Yeah, we're going to trade all accounts today. No safety protocol required today. Just a regular trading day. We have 10 a.m. orange folder, which is nice. It's probably not going to be too impactful. I don't mind trading through it. This is pre-market accumulation, so we could look for a classic model. Mark out the opening range gap today. It'll be somewhere here. Right there. So pretty large opening range gap. Another reason to go lower. See that 50% aligns perfectly right there. Okay. 930 dumps on open. Kind of makes sense, right? Okay. A really aggressive candle here. Oh, where's the data? So see, this is going to be first presentation. This first fair value gap here. Assuming it forms, we don't know. I'm just going to remove the opening range gap because it overlines with the new week. Really bearish open. We might go straight to previous stage low, man. What is this? I mean, untradeable. We could look for a similar short to as yesterday, where we got something like this. That'd be nice. The thing is, we're almost at Asia lows already. Kind of lame, if you ask me. But how many points was that? 62? Nah, I guess it wasn't that much in the grand scheme of things. This light is really bright, bro. Light is really bright. That's too dark. There's Asia lows. Presentations in place according to ICT's new criteria. We open up above the RT pool. Then single pass lower. I don't like that we. It's tough when we get a strong move like that lower off the open when we're bearish. It's a tough feat because usually this is a manipulation move, but I'm not gonna change my buy, so we'll just see what happens. We have a whole session ahead of us. I'm looking at first presentation. This isn't the wrong first presentation. This is adjusted to ICT's new criteria. Because we opened up right above the liquidity pool in RTH. In RTH, we opened above the liquidity pool, and we got a single pass lower after opening above. This is your first presentation for value gap. Very specific criteria. You can use it, you cannot use it, you can take ICT's word for it. I only use it when it's really, really clear. And to me, that big ass imbalance is staring right at me. And all the criteria was met. Midnight opening tap. If we got an inversion here, technically it could be a short. Very similar one to yesterday. I'd have to assume that this is protected, even though it's not significant above 930 whatsoever. Thing is, we just put in the 3-minute and 5 minutes forming, but I mean, we'll see. The good thing about an inversion here is we may get a really quick opportunity to reduce risk. 1.18 R, pretty good risk. Stop could probably go here. $15-point stop. 4-ish micros. About 8. We'll see if we get the inversion. Stop code 75%. We'll see if we get the inversion. Oh, it's not a 50 point, it's a 20-point stop. We'll be around a 3 micro trade. If it forms right here. I'll take it if it forms the inversion right here. That's 2 failures to inverse of 1 tick for value gap. Probably gonna wait. I want to see this high get taken. Maybe if we get like this in the order block, I could execute that instead. Because we still have the 3-minute gap open. I think the 5-minute is still forming there. I just don't trust this inversion anymore. It also could reverse. Remember, we never really had the clear bias to begin with. So if I'm going to take a protraction short, it better be a very clear one. I want to see this get taken. At least on ES. There's ES taking it. This is why you always wait for the model to form, right? Some people would have. I mean, my model at least. If I just shorted here, I would have been stopped out already. Back inside that new week opening gap, which we don't really need to mark out anymore, if I'm being honest. I guess we'll keep it. We got the SMT there, but we did close above the body. If we get an order block here, $16 stop. We'll see. We might give it one more candle. ES put in a bullish fair value gap, so we'll see. If the next candle gives us the order block or the inversion on ES, I'll execute short, 8 micros. Stop at the retracement leg high. I think this candle might aggressively flip. I don't know. We'll see. I just get the intuition that this candle might just wick and come down. Spoken into existence there. If we get the closure here, I'm gonna execute short. Oh shit, I just clicked short by accident. Okay. Let's get in there. Alright, so we got the inversion on ES. We got an order block. That's what I'm executing off of right now. So, put option model. Nothing complicated. Now, simply looking for reasons to reduce risk, just like yesterday. We actually got an SMT over here, which I don't really like, but we'll see if NQ speeds up and takes out this low. If not, we're probably going to get stopped out next candle. But I'm willing to pay the price to find out, right? So, we shall see. Stops at 134.5 on the micro as well. All right. So just gotta wait, see if we can get opportunity to reduce our risk. Currently nothing, obviously. Have not really moved too much. We'll see if we get the full leg in the order block. The 5-minute fair value gap's there. It's currently still open. I'm hoping it stays open. If this is really bearish, it will stay open. The full order block would just be like the 3-minute, for example. ES already gave it to us. ES is looking really nice. So let's see if NASDAQ can just kind of align with ES here. Let me quickly see how much this account needs. It only needs like 700. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it really should be speeding up here to get below this low. I mean, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see strength in the NASDAQ right now, right? Obviously, should not be seeing strength, but I also want to give my idea some opportunity. Not the immediate reaction we should have seen, But in 2 minutes, the next 15-minute candle comes. It could come back all the way up to this order block, to be honest. It also could just stay open, take this low first. The 15 closed there. Surely it takes the next 15's low. So we could partial at this level and then leave the rest. Like small partial to reduce risk. Again, not really any opportunity here for me to reduce my risk. Can go ahead and put the stop at the body high. I mean, that's a pretty deep retracement. But that's only a couple ticks. Not really going to do much. But reduce risk is reduce risk. Still not really seeing this too much of speed. Looks like now maybe. We have a 2-minute fair value gap here. So I'm going to put my stop right there at 232. Notice I'm just looking for reasons to reduce my stop loss. And it looks like because we can't really reduce our stop loss, we're going to have to take a partial at this low. At least a little one. Because again, there's no... Whoa. That went quick. Yeah, because again, there's no way to reduce my risk. So I'm just going to take a partial there, right? And that's going to reduce my risk for me. I clicked the button, it didn't go through. I already took a partial, guys, for those of you who do not know. I think at this point, we just go break even, to be honest. We took a partial, we go break even. Like a couple ticks from passing this account. Hopefully it just gives it to us. Nice, I think I passed that account. We'll see. Damn, this is going, guys. Wow. So pretty much same trade as yesterday, guys. Literally exact replica of yesterday's trade. That's midnight opening on ES. That's a level to keep in mind. I have TP all the way down at previous day's low. We're break even now, so it's a lot easier to hold this trade. We'll just see what we get. You know, we could maybe take another partial there because we did get ES&P got the S&P did get yeah, and in fact on the 50K I think I'm gonna close that because I think that's a payout if I'm not mistaken. So still in the trade on I never took this on I never took it on Apex. It's fine. We'll just save the Apex accounts. Again, so because we weren't able to reduce our risk, I'm taking a partial to reduce my risk. It's very simple, right? It also makes sense to partial here. And again, I want to leave the rest to previous day's low, which is 23108. We left equal lows right there. That could be a draw. Obviously, bearish fair value gap here. Again, if we like inverse this, for example, by the way, I don't mind looking for a re-entry here. I mean, at least on one of my accounts. Let me check if I passed the account. I think I might be. No, we passed. Okay, so that account's passed. We can start trading with that. If we get another protraction model here, I wouldn't add positions, but we could definitely look for a re-entry. So for example, if price comes up here, say we inverse this, get stopped out, but then we get something like this, I'll just re-enter short with another protraction model. Pretty nice speed here. You see the speed in breaking that SMT. Strong aggressive move higher right now. Let me do some quick maths for consistency purposes. Seven 12 minus 491. Okay, pretty simple. Pretty simple. Okay. Wait, what just happened? Oh, I'm still on the trade. Okay. So we probably get stopped break even here, which is fine. We can look for a re-entry short. Mind you, I already passed one eval and I already took profits on my 50K account because I'm trying to meet the consistency rule. So that was a 2R trade for that, and I just took it, right? I risked 130, made like around I risked like 120, made around 240 on that account, on those accounts. So I'm still in on my 100K. Nice fair value gap here. And if we get an inversion here, again, let's just, I'm not gonna keep this line here. Just remember there's equal lows. If we get an inversion here, that could just offer, another setup. I'm gonna trail my stop to this most recent swing high. That will be the next protraction high if we get the inversion. ES is about to give us an in one tick inversion. So we'll see if we get an inversion here, or if we get stopped out break even. Either or, pretty good trade, similar to yesterday's. We also, remember, we have to keep in mind our bias was never strong to begin with. So if we get like a CISD here, I mean, we're starting to show bullish order flow now. That's a whole different story. We traded back into that daily bullish fair value gap, right? That's a great place to accumulate longs from. So if we're wrong, well, we'll know, right? But we'll see, right? Hasn't been invalidated yet. Order flow still being respected bearish. Bearish fair value gap so far being respected. Let's just see if we get the inversion here. If we do, I don't mind adding 2 shorts. We're going to get the inversion there. I'm going to add 2 shorts, put my stop right there. So pretty much still break even. So just adding 2 shorts on the next protraction model that forms. I wouldn't recommend adding shorts if you maybe looking for a consistency rule or something. Depending on the account you're trading, I guess. So just another protraction model. Obviously, if we get this inversion, that'll be really good. Make sure I mark this correctly. In fact, I'll just put this right at break even, I think, because that's a pretty significant wick. We shouldn't come all the way back. It's coming up pretty aggressively there. I'm probably going to close it on my 100K account. How did I make more money on my 50K? Oh, no, I'm tripping. Never mind. I was looking at the 50K. So you see that bullish fair value gap there. If we close above here, that's bullish order flow, right? If we close above this level, that's a bullish order block. That's a change in the state of delivery. And if we see that, and I don't even want to be in the trade anymore. So there's no way I'm keeping my stop up here where it originally was, right? We inverse, we re-inverse, starting to look very sloppy. 950 macro, right? Not starting to look like the best trade. Order flow's not really as clear as it was when it was dumping. Fair value gap here, respected. Fair value gap here, respected. We inversed, re-inversed. There we got stopped out. The rest to break even. So not a bad trade. We're gonna have to reevaluate now. I don't mind looking for a re-entry. I actually never traded my Apex accounts. We're forming a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. The 5-minute fair value gap is there as well. To me, this kind of looks like a scenario where we could potentially what's it called? Look for another protraction. Let me end the recording there. ES played out a lot better, unfortunately. I mean, if we're looking at percentage-wise from our entry, ES moved 0.2%, while NASDAQ only moved, oh wow, way more. Why does ES look like it moved way more? I don't know. Maybe it was catching up. I don't know. We're still inside this fair value gap. Shouldn't they, when you Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, when you pass an account, they should immediately activate it, right? So, got to sign something? Because I could low-key just trade that funded account right now. Get my $200 winning day. I'll have to activate it. Well, we got a zero. We'll see if we can get a payout with the zero eval. I mean the zero thing. I'm gonna be honest. If I get one payout with it, um, or if I blow it, I'm probably not gonna get another one. I'd rather just trade with the standard account. But we'll try it once. I'll give it one try. See how it goes. Hmm. Oh, they made it white. That's lame. Anyways, I guess. Oh, so can I copy trade them now? Because that would be so good. Oh, well, that makes my life so much easier. We're just consolidating inside the fair value gap, guys. Don't worry, I'm not distracted. I can't copy trade my zero account and my 50K standard because of the margin. That's annoying. And I don't want to copy my 50K and 100K, so I'm still stuck with the same scenario. We can't copy trade any of my alpha accounts. Okay, it's okay for now. We'll deal with that later. We break down again. I mean, 10 minute in 3 minutes, news is gonna come. We're gonna get a 15-minute fair value gap here. Do I expect it to go all the way back up? I don't know. We'll see if we stay. We'll see if we have to stay. We'll see if we stay. What's it called? Bearish, or if we start moving higher. I want another short. I still believe in previous day's low. ES shifted. Dollars. Dollars just neutral. YM shifted. I think we can continue lower until I see the most clear, obvious bullish order flow. I'm not switching my bias. We'll see. News is in 2 minutes. Still pretty early on in the session. I need a nap today. I need to do better with my sleep, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. We'll see if Orange Folder does anything. 1 minute and 30 seconds until news comes. I hope it goes higher. But I'm not 100% sure. Good entry. You had to deal with two candles of consolidation, but if you trusted it, you trusted it. You just had to be bearish. I got you, Gab. If you're watching stream right now, I got you. I'll add you right now. Yeah, what's funny is that we had our stop right here, and it actually would have not stopped us out by one tick, I think. We never closed above the body, so technically that protraction model was never invalidated. That second stage protraction. And there she goes. There she goes. It's fine, not a big deal. We could have kept our stop at the swing high. Realistically, if it was a really good trade, it wouldn't have come back this much. 10 a.m. news, not doing much. Ooh, ooh. See, a lot of people are getting the zero account, yo. I hope you guys have a good risk management plan and a good plan to get a payout. Remember, you do not need a buffer, so you don't have to try to make an insane amount. Just try to get an easy, simple payout whenever you're eligible. That's just my personal opinion. I guess you can say my advice. Yeah. But we'll see. The 15-minute fair value gap's there. I'm going to clear up the chart a little bit. I'll keep the order block so people know what my first trade was on. 15-minute chart, you guys see the imbalance. It's quite a stretch to go all the way up there. But I'm not going to short it from down here, right? That's for sure. So we're going to have to wait. No choice, right? We managed to catch 2R in a couple accounts. Yep, I got you, Surish. Or Sourish. Oops. Wait, what? I'm not in a trade. That was it. Well, now my executions are all messy, bro. I gotta reset this. Everyone's gonna say, what? Daddy's on paper? What? 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 No, I took this on my funded accounts. Not my Apex accounts, unfortunately. We missed that, but it was something like this. We obviously did not get 2.6R because it's a partial here. So let's just say we got like something like that, 2R. Let's just say we got a bad field in TP there. Yeah, that's a good. There you go. So I'll leave that up there so people know that we took one trade. Yeah, I'll add you to the giveaway, brother. If you message me just now, I'm adding you to the giveaway. We'll probably give it away. I think we're getting a lot of entries now. Wow. But we're giving away 4 accounts, so. Just simply have to wait for a move up. Otherwise, there's no way we can short it from down here. I'm not going to short low of day. Don't expect expansion at low of day. I'd be breaking rules if I went for short right now. So I have to wait, unfortunately. We talked about those equal lows that were put in, right? Remember, those got taken. Strong draw on liquidity, equal lows. And we have previous day's low. I think it's in scope. I think we can get previous day's low today, or at least close to it. Maybe we set equal lows. I don't know if we get through it or not, but I definitely think that's a draw on liquidity. If you want to be aggressive, right, if we get this inversion fair value gap right here, you could technically take the trade. That's a really aggressive trade. Not the highest quality, but it does meet model criteria, at least setup criteria. Not my model criteria. You could target -1 deviations. But I would never take a trade like that personally. Right? There's no way I would personally. I'm going to look at the Asian range, see how far down we are. We're at 0.5, -1's all the way there. So we're not too far on the day. In terms of the daily range, we're only at 129 points. Guys, remember when the daily candles were literally like this large when tariffs first came out? Like, look at that daily candle, 2,665. We're working with 1/10 of that right now. 1/10. Like, wow. That was a fun market, I guess. So like I said, if you want to be really aggressive, you could technically short this right now. I don't know what you'd go for. Maybe just a 1-to-1. I don't know. I would never take this trade. I think it's a low probability. This is a low quality trade. But if you, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm realistically saying this. Realistically, no one should be taking this trade. It's a really low quality trade. But like you could, 1-hour ATM model, it would look like this for the AM session. We can tape read the 1-hour ATM model here, but again, low of day, me personally, like I don't like shorting low of day. I don't like longing high of day. That's just way too far in premium or discount for me to enter a trade. And the reason is very simple. You guys already know, every time I push the button, I'm looking for reasons to reduce my risk. If I short low of day, how am I going to get opportunity to reduce my risk? It's going to be very low probability. Let's read some chat for a bit. Gatie, I'm minus 5.5% of my account. I only have 2.5% to work with. How can I come back? Brother, you should already have that figured out before you are trading. If you have to ask me, Gatie, how much should I risk? I'm down this much. I'm up this much. I need this much. Brother, you do not even know your own trading plan. Why are you trading? You have other work to be doing. I would risk 0.5%, bro. That's what I would do. You have 2.5% to work with. 5.5. I would risk 0.5% per trade and try to build it back. No, I'm not going to change my bias. Some of you guys are just like, you guys got to use your brain. Is there a consistency rule with alpha? Bro, did you try looking on the front page of the website? I'm sure it would tell you within 30 seconds max. This is the trade we took today. I'm looking for a potential re-entry right now. Good shit, moneymaker. Made $700 copying you. Nice, bro. Good stuff. At least you made money, I guess. Some people just look at the sweep and fast move. Any entries? We got one trade so far. AlphaZero has a profit target. It's 3K on a 50K account. Again, if you have questions on Alpha, they literally have a full website. What would make me switch my bias on the day? Very aggressive bullish order flow. If we get to like here, then okay. Because remember, I'm looking at the daily chart. I'm not looking at intraday buys. I'm looking at Monday's high as the next weekly objective or previous day's low. And I think previous day's low is way higher probability, especially when we have an SMT the size of the Grand Canyon, bro. Like, that's a lot to overcome. SMT doesn't make my buys. I'm not bearish because of the SMT. I'm bearish because my weekly objective was met on the S&P 500. And I'm not expecting it to go higher, especially not when we already have bearish order flow on the day, right? Yeah, we're inside a daily bullish fair value gap, but we have a weekly bullish fair value gap here. We haven't run any sell side on the daily chart. And we put in a swing high on the daily, which means we're just more likely to move lower. Yesterday, expanded lower aggressively. We cut previous day's low right here. Previous day's low is always a good draw on liquidity. Bearish order flow, previous day's low. We went into 50% of previous day's range, started rejecting. It's a good short. The short to me is a lot more clear. The only long scenario there is there's one scenario. Nasdaq wants to speed up and be very aggressive and bullish, and the algos will pump buys to Monday's high or all-time high. If that was the case, we would have likely seen that already. We haven't seen any willingness yet for a really aggressive market on Nasdaq to take out all-time highs just like the S&P did. In fact, it's showing weakness. It's not showing any strength whatsoever. There is no signature here telling us that, you know what? This is probably going to speed up and go to Monday's high. It's telling us exactly, as of right now, previous day's low. unless I start seeing some speed and displacement aggressively, maybe a like a 1 minute breaker is not really gonna cut it if I'm being honest. Realistically, this session I'm not changing my buys. There's no way. Maybe the 5 minute CISD, even then I still wouldn't be able to trust it because it's still bearish. So realistically, I'm this session right now, I'm not saying it can't flip and go higher. I'm saying there's a very low chance that it's going to happen, and I'm going to be able to trust it with high probability. In my opinion, previous day's low is a way stronger draw on liquidity. If we come 42 points to previous day's low, fail to take it, reverse all the way back to Monday's high, if that happens, I mean, that's fine, bro. That's really rare. That's really rarely going to happen, and I like the probabilities on my side more. So this is, if this inversion was to form, it wouldn't be as bad of a trade. Again, we probably have to wait till 10:30 here because we're at low of day, and I'm not going to short low of day expecting lower. I'm not trying to pick the bottom, but you just got to go with the probabilities. High quality trade. Gatie, are you not influenced by the daily fair value gap and S&P align on those before market open? It's something to consider, sure. But I'm not going to repeat everything I just said, but if you heard everything I said, that really means nothing in retrospect to everything I just said, It's like the most insignificant thing. That SMT at London lows is what gave us the high. We already got the high, though. Not to mention, we were premium the entire day. Like, haven't even talked about the daily power of 3 yet, right? Which is really how I get my bias. We've only manipulated above midnight opening price. We broke down. That's how you know midnight open and Asia low is likely. I'm gonna be honest. This is not easy to trust. I said it from the beginning. The bias was never really clear. Even when I was in my trade, that's why I was extra cautious, because I knew to begin with my short bias wasn't so clear. Now it's getting a lot more clear because we're not seeing any willingness to go higher. Like, do you guys really think the market's just gonna all of a sudden give you a 1 minute CISD and then reverse all the way to Monday's high? Like, yeah, it's possible, but it's unlikely. Unlikely. It probably would have done so after taking Asia lows or tapping into the daily bullish fair value gap. It almost gave it here, but it failed. Protraction model short formed, and that played out. So okay, I've responded to everyone that's used my code so far. If you use my code, just message me on Discord, and I'll add you into the giveaway. 4 accounts. As of right now, everyone has like a 1 in 15 chance to win, which is pretty good, right? Again, we're still at low of day, just making lower lows. We have an S&T here now, so we might get a retracement. We'll see. By the way, if you were in stream yesterday, everyone look at this trade. Okay, if you fell asleep and you're not paying attention to what I'm saying right now, just look for one moment, okay? Look for one moment. Look at this trade that we took today. First presentation fair value gap. After 9:30 broke down, I take the order block to the sell side. Let's compare that to yesterday's trade. It's literally the exact same trade without a single difference. There isn't a single difference. Look at the price action side by side. We broke down aggressively right at 9:30. Retrace into first presentation fair value gap. We got the order block. I executed on the exact same candle, and this trade was also to previous day's low, by the way. This one, obviously, we left it earlier, but it's literally an exact replica. It's the exact same trade twice. Free one. They gave us a free one. I'm gonna be honest. They handed us this win. Come on. I was bearish going into open, and they gave me the exact same trade as yesterday. If I hesitated today, then come on, you really can't. I mean, it's literally the exact. There wasn't a single candle difference from today's trade and yesterday. Yesterday's bearish bias was a little bit stronger than today's. I'm gonna be honest. Today's bearish bias wasn't as convincing, but I was still bearish going into open. Hopefully this happens for the next 11 days straight, and then that'll be good. Yeah, I have to wait for a retracement here. I don't have another choice. There's no way I'm shorting this. If previous day's low gets taken, probably makes my bias. Meets my objective for the day. I mean, yo, if this happened 11 days in a row, man, I know where I'm in. This is not first presentation. This is first presentation. Why do you trail stop if you target so much lower? I always look to reduce my risk. That's why I'm profitable. That's not just why. That's the main reason why. I still think I'd be profitable if I just left my stop where it was and just left for TP. But I'm definitely a lot more profitable when I reduce my risk. Took a stop loss by looking for buys. That's okay, bro. As long as you followed your rules. Did you follow your rules? Did your model present to you that it's likely to go higher than lower? Normally it is name. Normally it is. But there's one specific scenario where you use the first one, including 9:30 candle. When you go to regular trading hours, listen, for those of you who do not know why this is first presentation, let's talk about it, okay? It's very simple why this is first presentation. We opened above the liquidity pool in regular trading hours. See this opening price? The liquidity pool is right there. We opened above, okay? That's criteria 1. Criteria 2, if we get a single candle passing right at 9:30 that forms an imbalance, you can refer to that imbalance as first presentation. Let me give you an easier scenario for you to potentially accept. All right, let me give you an easier scenario. The first presented a fair value gap on the 15-second chart. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay? Let me show you what that looks like. This is the 15-second chart. Not this one we said, right? It would be this one. The first presented fair value gap on the 15-second chart. Meets the same criteria. You can see it tap there. You can see it tap there. Respected nicely. This one's a breakaway. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. How do you know when you can use it? It's very simple. You know you can use it when I just told you, right? When we open up above the liquidity pool in RTH, we get a single pass down. You can use this. So that's why that is first presentation. Hopefully that makes sense. This isn't my teaching, by the way. This is ICT's teaching. So you don't have to take it from me if you don't want to. You don't have to take it from anyone. You don't even have to believe in it if you don't want to. It's up to you fully. But that's the reasoning. Oh, you must have forgot. It's not something you forgot. He just recently set it out. If this CIC gives us, this might give us the 15-minute. I'm gonna have to wait till 10:30. So the game plan right now is simple. Wait for 10:30, and if we get a protraction model from there, I don't mind shorting again. I'll short again. I'll risk some profits, or I'll execute the account that I did not trade yet. Someone just messaged me. Alpha Futures is banned in my country. How can I join the giveaway? Brother, why do you want to win an Alpha Futures account if it's banned in your country? What's going on? I'm confused. What time was the 15-second FT? Let me go. Yeah, 9:30:15 exactly. Long to the unfilled 15. It's not a bad idea. Little equal highs right here. It's not a bad idea. It's not my long. I never take retracement trades. But if you have a model that can capture those moves, I don't know, some sort of external liquidity pool to target something on the inside, it's not a bad trade. As long as you know your model. Do you know any videos that go in depth? I have a video on first presentation for value gap. I don't know if it includes that new criteria because ITT released that recently. But I have a video on first presentation. Nope, I don't have to wait till 10:30, but I'm waiting till 10:30. That's the game plan. If I'm going to take another trade after I already took a win, it better be a high probability trade. I'm not going to short at 10:19 when we already have both sides of the 10 a.m. candle put in. I'm going to wait till 10:30 where I'm going to have a higher probability chance and hopefully a better premium to short it. I have a serious question, Gaddy. These trades are happening before macro. How do you feel about that? Nothing. Doesn't really matter. If it happened in the macro, it would be higher probability. That's it. All right. That's all. That's all it is. But you could enter short right here. It meets criteria. Again, it's just not for me. I don't like that we have the 15 still there. There's no 10-minute. It's hard to trust, especially when we just got a CISD. I'm scared to trade before the macro. If you're scared to trade before the macro, it just means you haven't done it enough. So you have two options. One, don't trade before the macro. Or two, start practicing trading before the macro. If your model never forms before the macro, don't trade before the macro, right? I'm used to taking trades before the macro. I know my model really well. I've backtested it 5,000-6,000 times. Yes, I have, Shaz. Gotten multiple. I'm scared to trade. Yeah, it's up to you, bro. It's a new criteria for first, but you get to understand it's up before. Yeah, it's very easy. Look, it's just one scenario. It's one scenario. If, I'll say it right now. If this is regular trading hours. If 9:30 opening price opens above a liquidity pool. See how we very obviously opened above this RTH liquidity pool? That's criteria 1. Criteria 2, if there's a single pass down, strong candle, one down all the way, forms a nice big fat imbalance like this, that's your first presentation right there. Boom. Even if you didn't use it, okay, you're bearish, right? We formed first presentation. We come above, and then we reinverse it. Touch once, touch twice, dump to the sell side. You can use this. It doesn't make a really big difference. I mean, it's just a fair value gap. I don't think it has too much significance. Obviously, it's the first one. But at the end of the day, it's just a fair value gap. You can still use it. I'm basically either way. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to think it's be end all be all. Oh, we touched it short. Like, you still got to have an edge, right? Still got to know how to play around it. If it opens above and pumps, no, that would not meet criteria. It would have to open above the buy side and then go lower. Are you long or short? I'm not in any trades right now. I want to look for another short setup. I didn't take any long today. Do you provide classes? What do you mean classes? Hey guys, today we're going to talk about fair value gaps. If you have any questions, just let me know, brother. My name on Clash of Clans is Diagnosis. I should probably change my name to GatieTrades. That way people know. So hold on. I don't know how to change names. Never mind. So for alpha 40% consistency, what's the max you'll make in one day to be safe? I wouldn't listen. And also zero. Do you pass 0 in one day? No, I did not pass in one day. It took me about a week to pass this one. I don't know how to go back and show you the dashboard because it's gone. I don't want to pass in 1 week. I think that's too much of a gamble. I try to pass in 2 trades, but not every trade wins, right? So I risked 750. We actually lost our first trade on the account. So, and it was on live stream. The first trade we took with the 0 eval, we lost. I was down $750 on the account, and then since then we won out. Don't know if I can find it. It could be this one right here. That's my 50K funded. It must be this one. Yeah, I can't find it, but I didn't pass in one day. No, I don't like passing in one. You can. I mean, if you have the money, you want to keep buying until you pass, but not for me. How did you get stopped out? I don't get it. What do you mean? Where? No, so the way I manage my trades, on the 50K and the eval, I hit a full TP. I just closed here, right? On my 100K funded, I wanted to go for a larger move. And we took partials here, and the rest got stopped break even. Took off my 2R and I'm done for the day. Really, was just it's kind of unfortunate. My stop was right. I think it was here. So we got wicked right here. On that 100K account, but we passed the eval. We took TP on the fundeds. Yeah, I got wicked right here. What's your win rate? Trade win percentage is usually around 50, 50 to 60. Has anyone ever come across a loss on their funded account that they're not worried about at all? Yesterday I lost $200, but today it said I lost 700. Just go back to the dashboard and see what was traded at what time. Go open up the executions and see where you took it. You think longs are good right now? I personally wouldn't because I don't have a bullish draw on liquidity. Maybe these equal highs. What's the max you'll make in one day? I don't think about it like that. The way I think about it is one, have a profit target in your mind. For example, Shaz, on a 50K account, what I would like to do, aim for $1,000. I'm not gonna look every single day, but when I trade, by the way, I don't just hide the balance. I don't just hide the balance because I want to know. I don't hide this because I want to know. I want to know what I did for the day. Listen, I promise you guys from the bottom of my heart, I have no idea what this balance number is. I have zero clue. I don't know. I'm simply going to trade, and when I have a nice streak of wins, I'm going to look at my balance. But the idea is very simple, Shaz. I'm looking to make around $1,000 on the account, let's say. I know that my best day cannot be more than 400. It's that simple. 350, 300, 300, 320. That's above 2R for me because I'm risking 125, right? So 250 is 2R. If I get 300, 350, 375, that's 3R. That's perfect, right? As long as I don't get 400. If I do get 400, I'll set myself a new profit target. So don't worry about it every single trade. Oh, I gotta make sure it's because like you just focus on the trading first. Trade well. As long as you're risking the same amount every trade, don't profit more than like 3R. That's all it is. Why only risk 125? That's how much I like to risk on my 50K accounts. I'm in buys right now. 10:30 model gonna deliver. Maybe it's possible. Hopefully, 3 more minutes. How much should I aim for a top step to get a solid payout? You should aim, in my opinion, what you should do first. This is how I go about top step. I haven't been trading top step right now. I'm just focusing on alpha. But no, you're not muted. What I would do on Top Step is aim for 2,500. Once you get there, take a $500 payout. Pay yourself for your hard work. You have a 2K buffer. Now with that 2K buffer, you're starting from scratch. You're starting from scratch. You got to build another account up to 2K. You know, that's what I would do. Pay yourself. Get a return on your investment right away. Get a return on your investment right away, and then try to get more. Alpha 0 50K is 1,500 max. Yep. For the 0 account, 1,500 max. So how many micros are you using on funded accounts? 2. That trade was 3 micros. But mind you, I'm not always trading 50Ks. I also have 100K. So how does micro scaling work? The more you make, the more you have to work with. Do you think it matters if they say 550K funded accounts or 250K? YGM? What's YGM? How much you funded right now? I have Top Step. I haven't even logged into Top Step for a while. I should even log in. I have Apex and Alpha 3, like 400K, I think. A bunch of 50Ks, 100Ks. Do you work? And if you work, how much is a good amount to quit your job? I don't work anymore, but it's been a while. You think long's good right now? Whenever you have enough to pay for your trading career. I personally like 50Ks more. YGM means you get me if the guy who said it is English. Yeah, that's probably what it means. 5 50Ks account or 5 250Ks. Do I think it matters? At the beginning, yes, but if you're gonna build a buffer, it doesn't really matter. Just remember, for me, the way I'm trading prop firms, it's just a tool for me to build my live account. So I'm not necessarily going for the biggest payout. Maybe one day I'll go for a big payout, but it's just not my goal. Okay, I have a question. Do you take account of like I almost always enter on the 1 minute. What's the longest you've held a single funded account before blowing it up until now? I think 3 months. Was that 100K account with Top Step? What will you day trade live on? What? I'll trade the exact same way, just with a live account. You have more trade. What account? Oh, I'm using Trade8. All right, let's lock in here for a bit because it's 10:30 and we've been waiting for this. So let's lock in here for a bit. See if we get another execution today. So, I mean, the idea is very simple. 30-minute fair value gaps tapped in right there. You guys see that? In fact, if we get the OB here, we may just short it right now. As long as the OB is not too far. We touch the 30-minute fair value gap. We still need good risk to reward. That's 1.86. That's 4.25. 16 contracts. Take this on my Apex accounts. Speed this up. 1632. We get the order block there. I'm going to wait for the next candle to print. So I'm just watching this next candle. Is it going to immediately come up because of the wick here? Or is it going to start breaking down? I'm just being patient with clicking the sell button. That's all. Because there's a pretty significant wick there. Just watching. I'll start market selling if we get like here. Or for example, 15-second inversion I'm staring at right now. We didn't get it. I'm just looking at this 15-second fair value gap, which is basically this wick right here. Model formed, you can enter short. The reason I'm a little bit skeptical is just because not that much premium was offered. All right, let's try it there. All right. I'm not going to record this trade, CBA, to be honest. So we'll just see. Executing off the order block. Pretty simple trade idea. We're bearish. Previous day's low, strong drawn liquidity. You see the 30-minute bearish fair value gap. We tapped into it. Not too much, but we tapped into it, so it meets criteria. Basically, stop goes to the previous 30-minute high, and I'm expecting a potential run to this low. And then best case scenario, we get the previous day's low. Entering off the 1-minute order block, that tapped in, and that's it. Right? Pretty simple trade. Nothing too complicated. You can mark out some standard deviation projections. This standard deviation projection needs to be darkened because I can't even see it most of the time. Oh, pretty good displacement. Again, same thing every single time. I'm looking for an opportunity to reduce my risk. That's it. That's all I'm doing right now. I see a potential breakaway gap in here, We could bring the stop all the way there. I don't think that's too bad of an idea considering we've already traded into the order block. That would significantly reduce my risk. I think we go ahead and do that. I'm going to expect this to stay a breakaway gap. I do not want to see price come back into this fair value gap. So there you go. We have a very good high risk to reward trade right now. And we can look to take something off here and then let the rest go to previous day's low. Just to cover costs, say 3. See what happens when you wait for the right time. You get good trades, right? You get better probability trades. And obviously this trade could have, I'm not saying this trade is going to play out. I don't know, obviously. But assuming it does or it doesn't, anything could have happened when I click sell. So I'm just keeping that open. At least we managed to reduce our risk. I see the inversion fair value gap right there. Probably could reduce my risk even more, bring my stop up to 23175. But we'll leave it at the breakaway because there's a little fair value gap over there. Move the daily bullish fair value gap marker. And we'll see. All right. We got the inversion. Hopefully price can continue. If not, well, we take a really small loss and it's fine anyways. I'm going to zoom out here, see where we're potentially retracing into something. It's a pretty solid move. Usually you don't expect a really big move like that right before the sell side. Usually it just pierces right through. So I'm kind of skeptical in the fact that we might start going into consolidation. But, I mean, we're still here. So let's see. I can't really mark that. The order is right there. Nope, just want to see if it continues lower here. If we get the order block here, then I can reduce my risk even more. And that's it. If we don't, then, well, we got stopped out. So we'll see. Nothing difficult. You could try to predict the protraction here. Get aggressive with your stop loss tracement and put it right there at 169.5. If we start trading to like 50% of this candle, I probably will. Yeah, so let's reduce the risk even more. Put the stop at this high. The reason I'm putting the stop at this high is very simple. I want to see my protraction model form here. Okay, is it aggressive? Yes. Should price come back here if it's going to go lower and be a good trade? No, it really shouldn't. It should come here, form the order block, just like it did over here, right? And then we can, that's where our stop should be. So obviously I also took a win today, so I'm a little bit biased. I don't want to just give back profits for free. So if I want to be aggressive with my stop loss placement, right, I'm going to be aggressive with my stop loss placement. I want to see that order block get put in. Looks like we may get the boot here. Yeah, so we took the slight win there. Not really a win. 50 bucks. We could get another protraction model if we get the order block here. I don't know if I'd re-enter, but we'll see. Could potentially get an order block here as well after the sweep here. So the trade would look like this, assuming we get it. Still pretty high risk reward potential. So we'll see. That was kind of my, I'm not going to say fear, but as soon as I saw this candle at 1035, I kind of expected it to potentially go into consolidation. 1050 macro is the next key time I'd wait for. So we got a little bit of that 1030 range expansion, but it may simply not happen until 1050 macro. But we'll see. Maybe it will. I'm gonna go get a haircut right after this stream. Overall, really good trade management by me today. I probably could have managed a little bit better on the 100K funded, but I guess I did get kind of greedy, to be honest. I really wanted previous stage low. I shouldn't have. But and I recognize that on my other accounts, so. Um, okay, let's answer some of these questions. Why 1030? A lot of people saying, Gaty, you don't need a 1 minute FEG. No, why would I? I don't need a 1 minute FEG. This is not a criteria for my model. Don't need it. Someone said, why 1030? 1030 is the next 1 hour candle in regular trading hours. So look very closely. The first 1 hour candle is 930. This is the range. The next 1 hour candle is 1030. So why wait till 1030 open? It's very simple. Once 1030 opens, I'm expecting a new range to get put in, right? As opposed to trading at 1027. When I trade at 1027, I'm in the 930 candle from the 1 hour candle is already put in its high and low. So I'm trading inside of a defined range. As opposed to waiting till 1030, I can get another setup like this, where 1030 opens, and now I know it's going to move up or down. It's not likely to stay sideways, because I know for a fact the 1030 candle is not just going to do this. I mean, it might, but it's unlikely, right? It may do something like this, or maybe this, or maybe up. Like, it's going to move, basically. It's just a key time you expect to move. That's all, right? Maybe there's an algo involved, every single hour. If this, then that, pump mark. I don't know. I'm sure there's some algo involved with opening prices, but it's just that simple. I'm expecting a new range expansion. Expecting a new range to get put in. The 1030 candle high, the 1030 candle low. If I'm bearish, I'm trying to trade that body. That's all it is. I'm trying to trade the body of the candle, right? That's all it is. Trade the body of the candle. That's all I was trying to do. This trade never formed. So, what do you class as an order block? Up close candles that trade into a liquidity pool that get closed below. That is a bearish order block. This is a really clean order block, if I'm going to be, because there's a nice breaker in there, right, as well. Daily bias bullish. I was bearish on the day. Makes sense now. Yep, exactly. ES Googling around, yeah. And that was my fear. Not fear like I was scared, but that was kind of something I was potentially expecting, is it to go sideways here, right? Because we did a lot of move lower. So, again, this was a short near low of day. It's not going to be as good as the one from up here. It's just not going to be as good. What do you class as an order block? I just said, bro. I have a full video on order blocks if you want to know. Isn't an OB just a CISD? Yeah, on the lower time frame, yes, because technically we're in buy side delivery here, and then we shifted back to sell side delivery. So yes, but realistically we've been bearish the whole time, right? So sorry, I didn't hear. It's the up close candles that go into a liquidity pool that get purged below in a market that's predisposed to go in one direction, right? Which I have a full video on if you're curious. Yes, my model is fully on YouTube. If you want to learn my model, you can. Again, my model is not really superior to anyone else's. It's superior for me. So there's a lot of models out there. I don't want anyone to think that they're going to start trading my model and it's going to be really easy for them to start winning trades. It's not going to work like that. It's just my model is perfect for me. That's all it is. My model is perfect for me. If you like the way I trade, yeah, maybe you can take my model and maybe try to make it your own in some sense. But it's not just gonna save you, right? You think we still hit previous days low? I still think it's the drawn liquidity. Whether we actually touch it or not doesn't matter. I still think it's the drawn liquidity. This trade was an A plus. Yo, this is a good trade. I'm gonna be honest. This is a very nice trade. We trade up into the 30-minute fair value gap. Very clean breaker and CISD. We got the fair value gap in there. It's a very clean trade. The engineered low right before. Like the market pumps right before the setup forms. Engineered liquidity. Previous day's low, strong drop. This was probably an A plus trade. You've never seen this guy hit TP? Well, you obviously didn't come earlier today or yesterday. How do you make your own model? I'll tell you what I did. I started with the 2022 model. I went back in time and I screenshotted price action at 11:30. And I would go back and say, okay, where do I want to enter? What makes sense? What's repeating? Right? Are we still going to get hitters when we win, bro? It's actually crazy. At least wait for me to lose if you're going to come and hate. Hit TP yesterday, hit TP today, hit a small win just now. Come on, bro. You got to get better on your hate game. Why were you bullish? I was not bullish for today. Never once did I say I was bullish. Do you still think listen, whether it hits previous day's low or not does not matter. Do I still think it's the draw on liquidity? Yes, I do still think it's the draw on liquidity. If we get an inversion here, I wouldn't execute this. But it could form. It could play. Can't please them all. I know, man. It's crazy. Brother, I spend whole watching people trade here, trying to learn them explain like you. You are the best. Appreciate you, bro. Why 11-hour 30s for the model? That's my trading window. I'm not trading past 11:30. So if you're trying to build a model, listen, if you want to build your own trading model, start with the foundation. I use the 2022 model. Then there's a couple things you need to do. One, I'll tell you why. Okay, I'll tell you guys how to build a model, and then I'll tell you guys how to refine your model. Okay, listen very closely. Listen closely. If you want to build your own model, go back in time and screenshot your trading window. My trading window is 9:30 to like 11:15, 11:30, depending on whether I'm not in a trade. Screenshot that time interval every single day. Label it Monday, July 20th, Tuesday, July 21st, August 2020. Label every single screenshot. Make a folder, okay? Or maybe you don't have to make a folder yet, but get those pictures, okay? You're now going to go back to those dates, or you do it in the backtest itself, or go back to the screenshots, and you're going to say, okay, look at the price action. Today was a sell. Listen, today was bearish, right? So for example, screenshot this price action. Go back and look and say, okay, where does it make sense for me to enter? Do I want to put a limit order on this fair value gap? Do I want to enter on the order block? Do I want to wait for the S&T? Do I want to wait for it to break down, retrace, and then enter there? What time do I want to enter? What time are my models forming? That's what I did. What time you have to ask yourself. For me, I do it on the 1 minute because I don't like missing move that I can call out. That's how you make a model. Once you make your model, which is the easiest part, it's all about refinement. So let me give you guys some examples. Example number 1. I used to enter off fair value gaps. I used to leave a limit order here, put my stop loss at the high, and take profit somewhere down. I did not like losing trades when as soon as I would enter, this fair value gap would just get run through. To me, I don't like that. I wanted to wait for a second stage confirmation. I just didn't like it. I felt like if I just waited a couple seconds, I wouldn't have taken the loss because the market immediately ripped through my fair value gap. And I was like, well, hold on. If I just waited 1 second, I wouldn't have even pushed the button. So why am I leaving limit orders on fair value gaps? That's a personal preference. So I eliminated that from my model. I made a second stage model, which is the order block from the fair value gap, right? Then I also realized, what time am I losing trades? What time am I winning trades, right? Opening of price candles is always a key time for me, okay? That's something else I realized. And then you just keep going down that line, right? Something else. I used to align time frames. I used to make sure if it was a 1 hour PD array, it was a 5-minute entry model. I hate that now. Why do I hate that? Because I was consistently predicting moves. My entire pre-market plan would play out and I wouldn't be able to execute because it didn't form. To me, that's the thing that annoys me most. Why am I here predicting everything that's going to happen and not pushing the button. That's annoying. To me, that was annoying. So I knew I needed a flexible model. And it's probably going to have to be on the 1 minute chart. Now, obviously, win rate's going to take a hit. Trade frequency is going to go up. So I knew that I had to accommodate for that. So what do I have to do? I have to risk less and look to scale into positions that are really good, right? Right now, I'm not scaling because I have consistency rules, and I'm happy just taking the 2-ish R trades. It's getting me paid. I don't need more, right? And it's just very simple, right? I made sure my model encapsulates the move that I'm trying to capture. I also realized that every time I would take a retracement trade, for example, I'm bearish, but I'm expecting it to retrace higher. If I take those I always lose. My win rate on those trades were so low. So if you go back, this was all, by the way, this whole refinement journey was done on YouTube. This isn't like anything, I streamed this. You guys were there. Some people were probably there when I said, you know what, today's the day. I'm never taking a retracement trade ever again because it's just not good. I don't have a clear draw on liquidity. That was there. That was said on live stream. There was also a day on live stream where I said, you know what? It's about time I just use market orders only, and I'm done using limit orders. That was also said on live stream, right? I no longer wait for a retest. That was also something I came across on live stream. Why do I never wait for a retest? Well, sometimes I do, but not really for a retest, just for a better fill. The reason is very simple. Why am I waiting for a retest when I know the market might just dump towards my objective? I want to guarantee my fill. As long as my risk to reward is good, I don't have to wait for a retest. Who cares about a retest? It doesn't mean anything to me. Whether it touches the level again or not, the model formed. I'm trying to get in that short, right? So I even used to chat in the Discord. Yeah, right? So that's the process. That sounded like a motivational speech. It did sound like a motivational speech, right? We left equal lows here. 1050 macro might deliver the move lower. Would I short it? No. I took 2 winning trades. One was obviously very small compared to the other ones. It was 0.2R. But it's 0.2R. Is a premium version of TradeZilla is worth it? If you have the money, man, make the investment. If you're really, really stuck, you don't need it. It's a lot better, though. It's a lot better. Appreciate you, Dakota. Yeah, I'm going to try to speed this up. In fact, I might just journal right now and then tell you guys, did you only watch, I only watched ICT. Did you invest your money? I do. I have not a very large account, but I have a pretty decently sized stock account. Yeah, that's a pretty decently sized stock account that I like to invest my money in. So usually, all the money I make, whether it's from payout or I don't want to make money on YouTube. I'm gonna be honest. I make like $100 a month. That money, most of it, I'm trying to put into my investment account, and I'm trying to put the other amount to a live account, right? Prop firms for me is a tool. As soon as I get a return on my investment, I'm in. What stocks do you invest in? I don't invest in stocks. I don't have a long-term portfolio. Well, I do have a long-term portfolio, but that's separate from how I trade stocks. The way I trade stocks is I swing trade. I just wait for the market to dump, wait for a discount. I have a specific criteria. It's not just simple as buy every time it goes down, but I have a model for swing trading stocks, and I look to make 10 to 20% on those trades of my portfolio. And so far, it's been successful. We've actually never lost a swing trade with stocks yet. And I've been doing that for 2 years now. So, a year and a half. So, what stocks? It's usually NVIDIA +1, but not always. Sometimes it's something else. I have another long-term portfolio, I guess you can say, although I don't really care about this as much. But basically, it's just like equities and bonds, ETFs. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys with a game plan before I go get my haircut. I'm gonna leave you guys with a game plan. If we take out this high, and we get a protraction model short, that's where I would enter if I was taking one more trade. Okay. If it just dumps, listen closely. If it just dumps, you can also take a protraction model off that. So either or scenario, this is what I would do if I was still trading. I'm not still trading. I took one clean win on my 50K. I took a win. I took about 1R on my 100K. We passed the deval, so the fundeds are good. Sorry, the entry would be right here. So if either of this happens, this is how I would trade it. Okay, looks like we're gonna take the high. So you guys know that. I'm not saying you should do this. Do not confuse that. It's just normally I don't leave this early. Usually I leave at 11:15, but because I want to go get my haircut early, I'm gonna call my barber now. I have to do review. I want to speed my process up a little bit. So this is what I would be looking for. I would not look for longs personally. Maybe I have the wrong bias, but for me, this is what I would look for. Either or scenario could potentially play out. Today, we took one nice trade, and let me journal that really quickly. It's going to get a low taper. Put this here. I try to get 7 hours minimum, bro. Minimum. Today, I didn't get much sleep. It's my fault. I need to fix my sleep schedule. I like 8 hours. I really like 8 hours. All right, I'm just gonna put this in here. Screenshot it. I guess we took 2 trades, but I did record the first trade, so I guess I can go back and I'll go back and. I'm just gonna say 1 trade today. If you guys are in live stream, you know I took 2 trades. The other one was like a break even. I'm not gonna put it in here. I guess they 2 trade, whatever. Well, I appreciate you guys coming through for the live stream. I will see you guys live again tomorrow. I'm gonna try to trade PM session today. I gotta speed up, go get the haircut now. Yesterday I think the PM session model played out. I don't know. I got some messages, but I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't really looking. I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. If you want to come through, we're on a little bit of a streak. We'll see if we can continue taking high quality trades. Pretty simple last 2 days for me personally. I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys live tomorrow. My YouTube is GatieTrades. Every social media is GatieTrades. So if you want to learn my model or learn how I trade or you want to join the YouTube live stream instead, it's all there. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, exact same time. Take care.